Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey everyone, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessTrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in, spending a few moments with me. All I ask is take a moment out, click like on the channel, like on the video, and it will help out the channel get a little bit more exposure. So thank you very much for tuning in. So after the two-day move, up, or maybe a day and a half, we talked about yesterday the bulls needed to reclaim back the 10-day moving average. You can see here now, again, it's just a visual thing. Before you really get into deep dive and technical analysis, you just have to have your eyeballs working for you. You can see this green line. This represents the 10-day moving average, rejected, and yesterday rejected. So the question was today, can the bulls finally get back, right? Finally get back above the 10-day moving average and start moving higher. Like I said last night in the video, there's some names that I do like, right? This is like the first time in several weeks that I do like certain names. However, the majority of the stocks still need to work. They still need to get back above those levels. If you look at the final indexes, money rotated, right? Money rotated out of technology today, at least just for the day. You can see here the Qs put in an inside day, didn't take out the high, didn't take out the low. And with the Dow up 1% or 550 points, NASDAQ was red on the day, but not as bad as you think. If this was last week, you could have had easily a scenario with 3 out of the last 5 days of getting rejected off the 10-day moving average that the market would have rolled over, took out the previous day's low, and absolutely died. That didn't happen. Okay, what did happen today, and if you are an active trader, you kind of knew what the day played out like. If you're like what happened to me, and well, I'll get to that in a second, you kind of know that the bulls didn't have enough juice to get back over the 10-day moving average, but there just wasn't enough fear, and there was no selling pressure to get it below the 20-day. And again, the next 2 days, and you have to assume with the potential reopening up of the United States government in the next 48 hours, at least potentially can do so, maybe in the next 72 hours, whatever the case may be, something's got to give here. We either got to get back above the 10-day moving average, or we lose the 20-day moving average and we see back the 50-day test the lows of last week. So one of these two scenarios are going to play out within the next couple of days. But if you did trade today, you kind of probably had the same type of day that I had. I usually put on about 3-4 trades a day. 85-90% of my trades come from the previous night's research. Today I put on like 7 or 8. That's not a good thing, right? It's not a good thing. The longer you play, the higher probability you're going to start making some unauthorized trades. And what I mean by that is usually as the day progresses, your value starts to shrink. And what we saw today was a scenario of, number one, NVIDIA got, kind of got a little bit of a punch to the kidney today after yesterday's very, very aggressive move. That SoftBank pretty much liquidated its entire $6 billion position. And, it had a little bit of a ripple effect in the morning with a lot of names. It did take out a little bit of steam out of a lot of stocks and basically got them in a bunch of ranges. So if like my day today, I'll give you a perfect example, my day today, right? I shorted Oracle today, right? I shorted Oracle today below last week's lows, came down a couple of points. That's fine. I shorted AMD below yesterday's low ahead of its Investors Day, which actually turned out to be very, very bullish. If you read the headlines, I'm just really too tired to go through it. You could go through it yourself, but you can see here, nice move here. I caught a nice move on the previous day's low on AMD. It dropped down a little bit. The problem today was, and really wasn't a problem, was Tesla. So if you guys remember, Tesla, this 34 EMA, right? This 34 EMA has been a really, really strong support zone for Tesla, and it lost it twice today, only to recover twice. And guess what? I shorted the damn thing like 3 times today. The funny thing is, I shorted it twice today. Once I lost $1.20, which wasn't a big deal. The second one was just too strong. I made like 60, 65 cents on some. Just was too strong. They kept on ripping this thing back. And ironically, my third trade was a bounce. I was like, all right, they're defending this damn thing. It's a bounce. It should go higher. So I bought the bounce and went up like nothing, like 30, 40 cents, stopped out break even, went down like 3, and then rallied like 6 into the close. So as you can imagine, there was a reload buyer in the stock. The longer you trade, the longer you realize, the longer you trade, the longer you realize you could spot a reload buyer or seller in the crowd very, very easily. When you see on level 2, a bunch of volume going off that level and the stock is not moving, there's somebody buying the stock. And again, I don't care how good of a trader you think you are. I don't care how great of a technician you think you are. The one thing you cannot defend is a reload buyer, reload seller. If Fidelity Magellan wants to buy 10 million shares today at the 34-day EMA, I don't care who the hell you are. You're not gonna make money on the trade. And that's exactly what happened. They took the stock from they basically rallied about $7 methodically into the close. Again, not out of the woods, not even close. Like I said in the last night's video, it needs a little bit of work to do to reclaim the 10-day moving average like everything else. So I'm going to watch this thing again tomorrow. Maybe they cleaned up the buyer today, maybe they didn't. But this 34 EMAs, you could sell back-to-back days. It held maybe the 38th time around is going to be the charm. Some names that looked really, really good yesterday progressed today. You got Google. We talked about Google yesterday. This is now the highest close in the whole formation. It needs to confirm today's highs tomorrow for the next leg up. You got Rivian. Remember we talked about Rivian in last night's video? Had a really banner day today. Really, really strong move. Pretty much closed at the highs of the day. Very, very big move. Congratulations to all you guys who are still in there. But the key was, it was the names that rested today. And they could have easily rolled over on the fears of kind of a domino effect on it, the SoftBank kind of liquidating positions. Like, look at PLTR, right? PLTR had a monster day yesterday, right? Monster day yesterday. And just rested today, right? Rested today. Is it possible, putting an inside day? Is it possible it rests again tomorrow? Sure, but look how close we are to confirming those 11.4 highs. If we can get back above the 11.4 highs and the options market starts betting, 205, 210 deep out of the money calls with short-term expiration, this thing could wake up as well. Apple continues to act really, really well. It's been kind of tight for like a week. It's been getting stalled and then they're selling it off and then they're rallying. Well, this is now the highest close in the whole formation, including the October 31st close. So again, very, very bullish as well. And you got names that just are continued to die. RGTI came out with earnings yesterday. This is now the first close below the 50-day moving average. I want to keep an eye on this thing for another day down tomorrow. You got CRWV got completely just puked out. This is now, getting very, very close to confirming the 3-month channel. I definitely will be watching it tomorrow for a day 2 of selling. So, that's definitely on the radar as well. Other names that I am watching for tomorrow. Well, not necessarily for tomorrow, but guys, let's watch Dash. And the reason why I say that is, I love these continuation earnings lows plays. As you can tell, it blew up on earnings. Dead cat bounced with 2 days. Today's the first day that it lost the previous day's channel. I want to see this thing tomorrow in the next couple of days if it could start getting back below the earnings low. So I definitely want to keep an eye on that. And let's keep an eye on Amazon, right? Amazon continues to flag here. It kind of looks just like pretty much like everything else, like PLTR. Again, stocks need to get back above those 11.4 November 4 highs, and that will correlate again with the QQQ. So again, going into tomorrow, guys, I'm going to give you 2 levels. I'm going to give you a sneaky level as well. We all know the importance of 627, right? That's going to be like kind of the macro formation that the bulls need to clean up. But if we can get back above yesterday's channel, right, and get back above, and write this down, if we can get back and stay above 624.30s, okay, it will give a really good indication that those 627 highs are potentially in sight. On the flip side, right? On the flip side, because again, we are stuck in a very, very tight channel. On the flip side, you see how we just continue to straddle the 20-day as well? Okay, let's keep an eye on the cues as well to the downside. Okay, the 20-day is roughly in the 16s, 1650, 1660s. Any close below, 16 will start in effect going back down to the 50-day moving average. So again, rest day today, inside day today by the bulls. They had every opportunity to kind of roll over, especially if there was kind of any fear on SoftBank liquidating other positions except for NVIDIA. That didn't happen. Inside days are actually pretty damn good if you are looking for a move back into the opposite direction. The key is now what happens first. Do we reclaim back the 10-day moving average and have a full-blown rally towards the end of the year? Or do we lose the 20-day moving average to the bottom side and start retesting last week's lows, which also happened to be the 50-day moving average as well? We shall see, said the blind man. We shall see. Guys, have a great night, everybody. Stay blessed. I'll see you guys all in the field tomorrow.